Hello, I'm Bood and welcome to the channel. As always, thanks for joining me. It's massively appreciated. Make sure you do all the good stuff, you know what that is. Thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe if you're new. Make sure you all hit that bell. You'll never miss anything to do. But thank you very much for your view, you beautiful, beautiful person, you. Honestly, loving it. Loving being back. It's my second video since I returned from my holiday, and this is just a little fun video that was easy for me to simulate while I was away in France and easy for me to put together. Now, I've done these before with Zlatan and Buffon. Last year, I think it was on last year's game, where you lock them into a long-term contract and they just play forever. They don't retire until that contract ends. But I did it with Zlatan and Buffon to extend their careers. I wanted to use someone younger who's at the start of the career, and Haaland feels like he's been around forever, but he's still in the early days of his career, and I wanted to see what he could do if he played till he was a pensioner. And that's what we've done. But made a few changes and we'll get into that in a minute. I just want to promote some of my recent content, especially my story series. If you haven't seen the videos I've brought out recently, we've got The Great Escape. We've got one with two guys who absolutely hate each other. Another one, Wonder Woman, which is brilliant. And my newest one, The Gypsy King. Go and check them out. There'll be a link to my story playlist down below with a few other things. But anyway, let's get into this one. I know by the thumbnail, Haaland is wearing a City shirt, but I was thinking, just from experience from locking players in forever on previous videos, that I didn't want to stay at City because you have to put a future transfer in place. And I know for a fact that when he gets to his 40s and his 50s and he's pushing 60, he's less likely to be playing for Man City, and there'll just be years and years of him doing absolutely nothing. So I wanted him to play in the Football League, still in England, but with a team close to my heart. Yes, I put him at Stockport County, my favourite team after Manchester United. They're featuring quite a bit on my channel recently. They're in the Gypsy King. Go and check that out if you haven't already. So yeah, I put him at Stockport and we've put him in a future transfer. So look, if you lock that future transfer in, now he's going to be joining the team he started his career at on the 1st of July 2062. In 40 years, he's going to be ancient, right? So he's going to stay for that amount of time at Stockport County. I just felt like he'll play more. He's likely to play more when he's older. Can this one-man wrecking ball machine, this robot of a goal-scoring player, take County up the leagues? Will they fall back down when he gets old? What's going to happen? Will he play? Will he keep on playing in his 40s and his 50s? We're going to find out, and it's just a bit of fun. Hopefully you're going to enjoy it and do all the good stuff for me. Why not? So yeah, this is his career so far. Now what I've done though, because I didn't want to take away, even though I'm a Manchester United fan, I didn't want to take away his season at Man City. So I've just stepped back every year of his career one place. So his career is basically on this game started a year earlier than it did in real life, just so he's still got the exact same history, and he has actually played for City for that one season, scoring all them goals. There you go. But now he's made his move to Stockport, where he's going to spend the rest of his career until he moves back to, is it Brighton? Is that how you say it? The team he started his career at. Very interesting. I love stuff like this. It's so silly, but it's fun. Now then, I've put him on a low contract because he's at County. He's on a good wage for County. He's on £5 a week. And in the past, sometimes I've just locked that in. But if the club climbs through the leagues, no, it's a bit unfair. So on this one, what I've done is I've put match highest earner clause in. So if they do grow as a club, or if, you know, someone comes in with a bigger wage, his wages will go up as the years roll on. And I do love that when you do this. It's happiness, it's positives. Looking forward to moving clubs in 40 years. In 40 years. Long way off. Favoured clubs, obviously Brighton, that's what I'm going to call them. My pronunciation is rubbish. Can't even say pronunciation half the time. But apparently he's a supporter of them. He's a Leeds supporter. That's where he was actually born. He was born in Leeds, as you can see. And he's a Man City supporter, apparently. I never believed that. I know his dad played for him, but I think that was just absolute tosh when he said that. So yeah, we're going to jump forward and check him out. But first, we have to share this, because obviously he's made the Sky Bet League 2 Dream Team. And Stockport done no other changes to him, no financial changes, no nothing. It's the standard Stockport at the start of FM23. Just with Haaland, and just having him has made them favourites. I'd like him to help the club grow. It'd be quite interesting if they can. So here we are on the home screen. Before we do jump forward, Will he become captain? Will he become vice captain? How long's Dave Challoner going to stay the manager? Why is the away kit and the third kit switched? I noticed that on the Gypsy King. I don't know why. We've now moved forward 10 years. It's June 2032 now. I put all this together just before I left for France and then finished off the simulating. When I got to France and then spent most of that holiday in my spare time making and creating the Gypsy King story video. I can't remember really what happens, I'll be honest with you. I did know at one point. But he's the captain, 10 years on. And he's obviously still a beast. He's 31 years old now, an elite striker. It says 420 appearances, 268 goals. County 1, League 2, and have spent many a year in League 1 with Haaland. Got promoted to the Championship, relegated, and it looks like they've been promoted again. So they're in the Championship. Will they ever reach the Premier League though with Haaland? I mean, this is probably his best chances in the prime now. 31, great age for a striker. Can he take him to the Prem? At £1 million, money well spent. I mean, he's played a lot of games. His average rating's great. A few good seasons. A few have dipped a little bit. I mean, a couple of years ago, he only scored 18 goals. What? In the Championship? You think he'd score more, even though his team's probably shit around him, but fair enough. Back in the Championship. Let's have a look at some of the events that have happened to Stockport with Haaland being there. And it looks like Paddy Madden was removed as captain after a season. Once they got promoted, Haaland's become captain and stayed captain ever since. The stadium's increased, which is good. Got a new chairman. We'll see how that goes because Mark Stott in real life has invested crap tons. He's absolutely transformed Stockport County. He's been a lifesaver for that club. Let's jump forward another 10 years. It's now 2042 and Erling Haaland is still the club captain. Is he a legend? No, Jim Gannon's still there. Is he an icon? Surely. Here he is, he's an icon. You think he'd be a freaking legend by now though, wouldn't you? And here he is at 41 years old. Now he does not naturally last till he's 41. I've never seen Haaland touch 40 on a standard save. But it's crazy how you do this. Put a future transfer in place and it just bypasses the game being able to retire him. At some point we've got to do a video. I mean, you'd have to put him in a really low level league, I think. A real crap league somewhere. Real low level country, maybe Gibraltar, something like that. And make him play till the 100. Can we make him play till 100? I might do that next with someone else. Actually, in the comments, if you're watching this and enjoying it, let me know what player could have used, a great young player at the minute, and we'll force him to play till the 100 in Gibraltar. What do you reckon about that? Let me know. So yeah, obviously his physicals are starting to drop off a bit. His mentals are still there. He still can finish. And I mean, is he still playing a lot? It looks like he is. The last few years, he's done all right. He had a crap season there in League 1, and it looks like they've been bouncing up and down. League 1, League 2. Yeah, maybe on the slide. Looks like they missed that chance of Haaland in his prime getting him to the Premier League. I mean, bloody hell, since Mark Stott left in 32, 10 years ago, Clive Nates took over. They've had Jeff Bent, Connor Marsh. Christ, changing hands quite quick, really. I mean, they've won a few trophies, obviously league titles, got youth and training facilities upgraded. So I was hoping to get to the Prem, but I think them days have gone. So he has 160 caps at this stage. He scored 117 goals for his country. Retired from international football in 2036. So yeah, a few years ago now. Positives. He's not looking forward to moving clubs now. I think he's forgotten. It's been that long. He's forgotten. So here we are in 2062, but I've just got to mention, I've got to fly. Buzzing around, man, it's doing me head in. But when we were on holiday, and I don't know if it's because we were at like a holiday camp, and all these flies and wasps and bees were all drinking our beers and licking up ice cream, but we all noticed that the flies were slow. This fly is like an English fly, like a ninja. There's no way you can kill it. It's like 100 mile an hour. Them flies on holiday, like freaking slugs. They just land on something, you just be like, whack them, get rid of them. But anyway, here we are in 2062, and he's still the captain. He's still the captain and he is about to leave. This is what Erling Haaland looks like at 61 years old. Christ. One acceleration, one agility, one balance, one pace, one stamina, one strength. He's old as frig. Old. I mean, his technicals have dropped. Still got 11 finishing. Yes, his mentals have dropped. He probably don't even know his own name nowadays. Probably uses a Zimmer frame to get on that pitch, if he gets on that pitch at all. So I think that was the last season we looked at, I think, about 20 years ago. So he still played a bit after that. Look, Next season, obviously his average rating started to drop. His goals are dropping. He still contributed to 35 games then. But in the last few years, it's been a bit sporadic. He spent years doing absolutely nothing. Got into League, well, they're in League One. Played 8 times, couldn't score. He's played 6 times 2 years later. And he hasn't played for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He hasn't had 7 years. He's just been chilling. I mean, he's still earning £15,000 a week at 61. But his career's not over. Because you've got that future transfer in place. He will go to the next team. And he won't instantly retire. Hopefully. He should play a little bit of football for them again, many years after he left them. So here he is, he's made his move, 1st July 2062, the 61-year-old legendary model professional rangy striker, not elite anymore, has gone back to where it all began, playing for Brighton in the 2nd tier of Norwegian football. So maybe, just maybe he can contribute, because they're jumping in here, aren't we? Different calendar football year in Norway because of winter and so on. So their season's already started, but can he come in? Will he get another game of football before he retires? Well, at the end of the season, he's played, just not for the first team. No, they dropped him down to their 2nd team. He hasn't scored. He did play twice for him, and he got an assist. So he's contributed a little bit, hasn't he? At that ripe old age. So with that season over, going into the new year, which is 2063, I think this is the furthest I've been on any simulation on FM23 so far. I really felt like maybe we'll get another season, even if it is at Brighton too, out of Erling Haaland, because he's content to stay at the club. Just one day later, he finally, at the ripe old age of 62, hung up his boots. What a career at County he had. It's mental. I'm gutted he couldn't keep playing. But, you know, maybe the level was too high for the 50s and 60-year-old Erling Haaland, even if it was League One and League Two. But, I mean, for a long... Look at that. Never-ending Stockport career. For such a long time, he was a beast. He tailed off. He'd had 4 years where he didn't do anything. He played one game in, 6 years? And then came back with an 8-game season, year off, 6-game season. He must have had some injuries. And didn't play for ages till he went back home. Got a couple of games. It's better than nothing. But I know it's daft. They daft these videos. I mean, I enjoyed doing it with Zlatan and Buffon, but I just wanted to try someone younger. And it's still quite interesting, isn't it? I think it is. If it's not, yeah, fair enough. But hopefully you enjoyed it. I mean, he won a couple of titles with County, a League One, a couple of League Twos, which ain't bad. But I do like the fact that I had to keep his City season in. I know part of me wanted to remove it from history, but I didn't. But yeah, he made 894 league appearances and scored 420 goals in 40 years at Stockport County. 40 years. I've just got to say though, right, how is he not a legend after putting 40 years of his life into a club and scoring that many goals? I mean, he's an icon, fair enough. How has he not become a legend? And of course, no one's ever going to touch him on that. He's in their overall best 11 right there. Look at that. I mean, in goals wise, obviously cup games, he played more games because of cups, and that shows you on this, doesn't it? 942 games, 517 goals, and he still couldn't get in the legend list. But fair play to you, mate, for going for that long. So there we go. That is the end of Erling Haaland playing for his pension. As always, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you do all the good stuff. Thumbs up, comment, subscribe if you're new, and make sure you'll hit that bell. You'll never miss anything that I do in the future, especially stories. Hopefully go and check them out if you haven't already, or even catch up if you've missed a few. But that was just a bit of fun. I really enjoy stuff like this. Easy to put together. It's totally stupid, totally random, but I quite like the idea of doing another one. Now this dude has earned his retirement. He has earned his pension, but what about someone else? I want some suggestions from you guys in the comments, hopefully. Someone young, someone talented, or maybe a wonder kid that we could put somewhere like Gibraltar, where when they get to the 40s and the 50s, they may be more likely to play. Somewhere like India, somewhere totally freaking random that's really shit, where they still should be good when they're older, because the other options might be rubbish, and we might get more football out of them. So I'm going to leave that up to you, and I'll pick the best ones. Pick me a player, pick me a country, and I'll select something, and we'll do another one for a little bit of fun. But honestly, thank you. I hope you're happy. I hope you're safe. And I hope you tune in for more future booed content. Got another story in the pipeline called The Backstreet Boys. Should be quite good. Hopefully I'll get it out to you as soon as possible. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Stay safe, boys and girl, if there's any girls watching.